things that we're going to need are the replacement FEP filters. I bought the glue ones. Comes in like a 5-pack. I think it was like 60 bucks. I use nitro gloves, so Vulcan 150. They were like 15 bucks for 150 of them at Costco. I'm in Canada, so Sam's Club or wherever you are, whatever. We're also going to need some alcohol, just in case we need to clean anything. And then, of course, the bag of tools provided by Glue. This has got all your Allen keys that you need to take the printer apart. Okay, gonna get to it. So, let's start by taking the lid off. Remove the resin tank here. Before I started this video, I cleaned out the tank full of resin. Clean the whole thing too. Actually, it's good to clean this every now and then. You gotta use alcohol and you have to use gloves. Here's a resin tank. Flip it over. There's all of our screws. So I'm gonna have to take out these 4 first, and then these 10 second. So we'll find the right tool that Glue has provided us. Just start. Switch over to this one, the little silver one that he gave you. Some of them are kind of harder to get at than others. I think that's okay. Some of them come right out. Another one's kind of fight you a little bit. Like that one came right out, slipped right out. Okay, there it is. That should just pop right out. Then there's screws up here that we're gonna have to take out. And this comes right apart. Then we'll get the new film out. That is our last screw, or last Allen key, last silver one. These are really small. Just be careful taking them out. Okay, there's all the screws out, so this should just separate nice and easy. If you notice, the screws went through the film. So you probably can't see it, but see the little dings in the middle? That's why I'm getting rid of this. I didn't know what I was doing when I first started, and I messed them up. So don't mess these up. This is the bottom, this is the top. That's how they go. I'm gonna open this up. Ooh, a bunch of instructions. This is neat. It's got a bunch of instructions on here. I'm just going to take my time and read them. Okay, so what this says is remove this first. Try not to get any fingerprints on it while you're doing it. And you just put it like that. Put this on top. Make sure that all the holes line up. And you don't want any of that blue border anywhere close to the metal plates sandwiching the FEP film. Okay, so take one of these, jam her in. So it's going to be difficult to put in because you're going to have to pierce the pierce the FEP film. Look at that. She went in. I'm not going to go too tight on that one. Just going to make sure it grabbed. Then I'll go to this side and do one on this side. And I lost my alignment there. Make sure I'm lined up. You don't want to cross thread it. This will be very easy to cross thread. Make sure you're in straight. Then go in. Look at that. Just like that. Tighten this one up a little bit. Don't over tighten on this. They're just little screws and you're just piercing through a little tiny film. See that? I went in the wrong hole there. Make sure, so the holes that are facing up with a countersink, those are the ones you want to go into. Yeah, really make sure that you're straight when you're going in, because if you're crooked you'll ruin the threads. Then you'll have to order whatever this part is. Nobody wants to pay extra money. So I've got all them in. I kind of left them a bit loose. Now I'm going to go around and make sure that they're all nice and tight. Not too tight. Just tight enough. I'm going to start here and I'm going to go here. Working it like a wheel well. On like a car, you know what I mean? That one was tight. Go to this corner again. tight. This corner. This corner. Then I'll do this one. This one. This one. That one. Then I just got two left. This one. This one. Nice and tight. So if I look at the instructions here, it says confirm the direction of the release film. So when I put this down, I used the top side as the top because this flops over into this tray. So I hope that's what that means. It says cut off the excess edges of the release film while making sure the release film is clean and free of scratches. So we'll do that next. I just have like a little dollar store scalpel, really sharp. They're good though, and I got this cutting mat too, which is really good. It doesn't mess up my desk or anything. Those rounded corners are kind of shitty to get around, but I definitely recommend using a scalpel for this. It's really handy. Nice thin blade. So I'm really close to the blue border on this one, and it's a little bit harder to trim. Not exact, but it's good. It's going to get covered up anyways when we install it into the resin tank here. So this flips into this. Got some alcohol or something here. Oh, it's the leftover little poke holes from the first bed. There we go. I think I'm gonna do these ones first. It's the wrong Allen key. So I'm just going to work this in nice on opposite sides and stuff. Make sure that it grabs. You kind of got to put a little bit of pressure on it just so it grabs on both sides. So I'm going to go, if you watch me on the first one there, I just push this through. So I'm going to push a couple of these through. I'm working this in like a wheel well as well, just because when you put this in, it kind of stretches the film over this little gallery here. It makes it so that you don't have to hold the film tight when you're installing it in between the two plates. So I'm just gonna slowly work this in, a couple turns at a time. Do a couple more screws here. Just gonna put the rest of them in. Okay, so these are tight and these are tight. So I'm gonna do these ones. Then I'm going to do like an X pattern with these ones that are left over. Okay, they're all in, but not tight. So I'm going to work them in just like I worked the other ones in, kind of like a back and forth pattern. It's because I don't want to stretch the film unevenly. This isn't in the instructions, this is just a little extra precaution I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to make sure all of them are tight this time. Just going back and forth. Don't want to do two of them beside each other because I don't want to clamp down one side. That one's tight. There we go. Just going to go over all of them one more time. Make sure they're all tight. I'm going to shoot for like the same tightness in all of them. So whatever hand you're using, stick with that hand. Make sure you put them all in the same kind of tightness. Kind of like a torque wrench. You got these last ones here. Corners. There, this one, the first bronze. Once again, make sure that you're not cross-threading. I'm gonna go across, nice and straight. Make sure you catch the threads. You don't want to go on an angle. Ooh, almost cross-threaded that one. So nice and straight in. There we go. Just make sure they're all nice and tight. looks good. Make sure there's nothing on this. You can even give it a wipe with alcohol if you really want. Mine's relatively clean. There you go. So I'm just going to reinstall this. Nice and clean. This surface here is nice and clean. No fingerprints. I got a little bit of resin on there. Just on the edge. So I'm just going to get a little piece of paper towel. Tiny bit of alcohol. And just clean up the, just got a little bit on the edge here. Looks good. Take one last look at that screen. Looks pretty good. Put my securement screws back in. When I do these up, I always do them kind of like I worked this in. I always do them kind of tight. And I'll go on the other side. Make sure it's kind of tight. And if you can do them both at the same time, do them both at the same time. Look at that. There we go. And there we go. Back together. So I've got the printer back together. I'm going to level the building platform, which is this top, that top platform right there. I'm going to do it in another video, but I'm just going to level it because I did the new FEP. It's not suggested or anything, doesn't say it anywhere. I just want to make sure everything's perfect because I've definitely seen just the slightest thing on this go wrong and it'll mess your prints up and you won't know why. So it's important that you make sure everything is perfect. It's kind of one of the things with 3D printing. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video.